Hello and welcome back to another episode of Farm and Life at the Forge. So right now I am on my way up. You all know that I have now got calves. You've seen Mum letting them out into the back field in one of the other videos. So one of my calves seems to have a sore leg, so I'm going up now to put them into the pen at the end of the crush, and then when Dad's ready we're going to be taking a look at his leg. Hopefully it's nothing too bad. He might have just hurt it out running around in the field. He might have gotten something stuck in it, I don't know. So we're going to look at that. After that we are moving some of our cattle down from one field to another, so it's the newest cow and calf, I suppose. So we've actually finished calving now. We've finished calving for a few weeks now, so Dad will be talking to you a bit about how the calving went and all like that. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you do enjoy it, and also hit that subscribe button down below for more episodes like this. Hey babies! And you. Come on. Come on. Shh. Shh. Sore leg or hoof or paw, or no, not paw, whatever it is. They're very calm. They're used to kind of being around people, but they don't know what the stick is. I still bring it because you never know when you need it, but with these I'd more than likely just end up getting a kick rather than actually them going for me, thankfully.
This is real life, this is real TV. You're going to see action now with cattle. One of Laura's calves has a sore leg. Either that or he sneezed. Has to be looked at straight away.
What's that supposed to mean?
Okay.
Lad at the very back. The smallest. .07 in the corner there. Tick?
Two of them.
Oh, fuck. They're huge. I think it's that one.
say. Yeah, we'll do it. No, here's the whole
There's a what?
it's kind of what you call fold in the cup.
What's that?
It's just a kind of an old, maybe from standing on down the whole time. Put a bottle in there. Close that there with a hand there. Go the way. Close that
Hang
door.
on.
Allez, hop. What? Allez, hop. Maybe that's how we're going.
The ticks? Excuse me, pardon me. Limping a bit. So Dad ran them all up to check them for ticks because the 07, the lad that has the bad foot, found 2 big ticks on his head, which is probably what he got out in the grass. As for the feet, don't really know what's wrong with them. We gave him a shot of, I think it's an antibiotic, he said it was, and this goes in, oh, this goes out. So gave him a shot of something and just check and see how he is later on, but thankfully there's nothing in it. Now Dad said something about Lyme disease, but I think he only said that to scare me because I'm paranoid about my calves. Now, come on, come on, come on, come on. Easy. See, you were limping. It is on the first one. No, 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 out into the field, not that field. Come on. Lovely grass is out there waiting for you. This field is the pad. Now, I know I filmed this field before, but I'm not sure if I actually ever uploaded it or not, so I don't know if you've seen it. We have our 2 limousine bulls in there now. So this field is just outside the other shed. We do have cattle in here in the winter time. It does muck up a bit, but in the summer it's nice and we do get a bit of grass that goes back into it. So this is the crush that we have shown you this crush before. So before this crush there was actually no shed here, When we first built it, we built it outside, and the roof onto it, attaching it to the big shed there, and he made it a bit wider so that there's an overhang. So this is just a nice spot for in the summer or the winter where animals out here, like now we have the bulls. Rather than keeping the bulls in a shed all the time that we don't need them, we do have them out here. They have a bit of space. I'll show you now in a minute, there's a trough down the end there at the very back, so we can go along and feed with the Manitou in the winter, or if we need to throw in a few buckets of meal or anything like that. They have this overhang here for if it rains. In the winter time when it snows, we had heifers in here and they could all come in here out of the snow, which was quite nice for them. We can just throw a bale into the feeder out there, so we don't have to be feeding all the time, but it's just a nice fenced off shady area for animals like the bulls that don't need a lot of space because there's only 2 of them out here. And again, in the winter time, ideally we would like to have all the animals in, but there's generally something that has to be outside because you can never really have all the shed space. Now we do have the second farm, so we are able to get just about all our cattle in, but this winter we had the heifers here. I might have shown you them already out there. I might have shown you them already when they're out there, so for those of you who are following from the very beginning, you might remember I was taking care of heifers in a field across the road, just giving them meal, checking up on them during the drought weather. So that is the pad. I just said I'd show it to you because it's attached onto the crush here. And that is my calves done, thankfully. Hopefully his leg gets better, but there doesn't seem to be anything in it. There doesn't seem to be anything too wrong with it. So all is looking well.
So we're moving this bunch here. They're kind of late calvers. Down with a few more that wasn't supposed to be in calf. So I haven't spoke about what happened the calving season because I usually, if it's going good, I don't like to open my mouth too big. So we had a very good year calving. There's 186 calves. We lost 3 calves. Step back. Back a bit. Careful. So I've moved them in here along with a couple more. It's getting a bit strong. I'll chop it afterwards. Better to be grown than not grown. There's lots of clover there. Lots of clover in it. This field got no fertilizer whatsoever. A lot of our fields just get yard manure. They say if you put too much nitrogen you'll kill the clover, and the clover produces enough nitrogen to do the fields once you get the rain. That's the biggest problem here. This year everything is coming spot on. Now, as I was saying, didn't talk too much about the calving up to this till the calving was over. We had 4 cows there that was a bit late calving than normal because and actually we were sending them off to the factory. When I have a bunch of cows in fattening out in the field, I usually have them running with a bull because we like to, if they keep coming in heat the whole time, they won't fatten. So even if they're in calf 2 months, the calf is real tiny, it's not even a calf, but it stops them coming in heat and they fatten quicker. But there was 2 or 3 cows that were slower to come, and I wasn't sure if they were even slower to fatten, sorry. So I wasn't actually sure if they were in calf or not, but just before they actually were getting fat, just before we sent them, we scanned them just to make sure, and there was 4 of them in calf. So it was kind of a bonus, but there's actually one and 15 years old I would have soon if she wasn't in calf. So like I said, we lost 3 calves this year. calving. One we found dead, which is not our problem. But two, one, I seen her getting ready to calve and all, and she had her tail up and everything. And I said, you'll be okay. When I came back, she was lying down chewing her cud. That's kind of, the cows do that. So I said maybe it was a false alarm. And then at dinner time, she was still there with her tail up, and I put my hand in to handle her, and the calf was a long way in. So I said, oh, she's just one of these fussy cows, as I'd call them. So that evening she was still the same way, and when I went to pull out the calf, he was dead. So sometimes if you intervene too early, it's wrong, and if you intervene too late. So this time I was wrong, and I was annoyed at it, because I was watching her. And then the second cow that we lost the calf was, we were actually doing the second scanning, and I seen her calving, and I said she seemed to be doing okay, and the guy came to do the scanning, and I was kind of watching her, and ended up the calf was coming back with. So again, I got him out, he was dead. So I was annoyed with them two. Last year on the calving thing, we lost no calves calving. We lost a couple of calves afterwards, all right, but that's the calving thing. In other words, it's not too bad for that number. Now this year coming, we were planning to be up to 220. I don't know if we'll be at 220 cows to calve. We'll have another scanning now shortly with this bunch, and we'll just see. We might be close enough, but that's the way it works when you're with cows and calves. Now these are kind of an older mixed bunch. I'll be pulling the bull away from them now in 10 days time, and whatever, it's either, there's no second chances on this bunch, as I would call it. Until now this bunch is going. So like there's she's an old lady. They're all fairly old, and some of them was that was late calving. I don't like them too late calvers, because you end up with the calves for half of next winter. So now when they have this 4 or 5 days or maybe more, when they have this, well, I'll come in and top it. So I'll be topping where they came out of now shortly, and Laura will show you, and that's it.
So do you prefer the Land Rover or the Hilux?
You prefer the Land Rover? Yeah.
Don't fall now, Lex.
Okay, here we brought in some heifers out of the fields just to put some anemic poron on them, treat them for fleas and lice and ticks. And Declan is going clipping their tails, clipping the hair on their ears and around their foreheads, just to reduce the areas for ticks and stuff to land. And then they can go back out to the sunshine and grass. Jessie, do you need a haircut? Now, Jessie, do you look pretty? Here we go. All but their tails cut, except for you that didn't lock your head in.